They say old houses carry memories. Sometimes those memories linger, refusing to be laid to rest. This is our channel. Today we'll share a chilling tale of an old house that carries more than just memories. After her grandson's passing, Martha found herself surrounded by boxes filled with his belongings. Unable to part ways immediately, she kept them stored in the attic, each box a silent testament to a life cut short. One day, as she roamed family home, Martha stumbled upon a hidden compartment in the attic floorboards. Inside, she discovered a journal detailing her grandson's troubled thoughts and feelings of being trapped. Mirroring her own sentiment towards staying in the house, haunted by his words and burdened by the memories within the attic, Martha decided to sell the house. Upon moving into the house, Emma noticed peculiar details like missing window locks, finding the stove burner left on, and unsettling drawers filled with strange items. She also encountered strange occurrences like hearing voices and witnessing unexplainable apparitions. However, the house held a deeper secret. The previous owner, Martha, had experienced similar haunting events, yet she'd never revealed their existence to Emma. Now facing her own fears and seeking answers, Emma must confront the truth about the house's dark past and uncover the haunting secrets that bind them together. The old house stood silently against the backdrop of the sunset, its windows like vacant eyes staring into the vast expanse of the twilight sky. It had been in my family for generations, a constant presence throughout the shifting tides of time. It held within its weathered walls the echoes of laughter, whispers, and memories that refused to be forgotten. It was a place where generations of family had come and gone, leaving imprints on the very fabric of the house. For me, it was more than just a building. It was a repository of cherished moments, a tangible link to my past. The aroma of baking bread from my grandmother's kitchen still lingered in my nostrils. The squeak of the old porch swing resonated in my ears, and the feel of sun-warmed wood beneath my bare feet was a sensation I could never forget. My grandmother, the matriarch of our family, had breathed life into these four walls. Her presence had been the cornerstone of the house, anchoring it with love and warmth. Her recipes had seasoned its rooms, her laughter had echoed through its halls, and her stories had become part of its very essence. So when she passed away, she left a void in the house that seemed to swallow all the joy, turning it into a place of sorrow and emptiness. As the sole inheritor of the house, I was left with a legacy that was both a blessing and a burden. I knew that I couldn't bear the responsibility of maintaining it alone, so I made the difficult decision to put it up for sale. It was during one of my visits to sort through my grandmother's belongings that I came across a faded photograph tucked away in an old album. It showed my grandfather and me standing on the porch of the house during one of my childhood visits. Seeing the picture stirred a whirlwind of emotions, each one threatening to pull me back into the abyss of nostalgia. As I gazed at the worn-out frame, I could almost hear my grandmother's infectious laughter echoing from the depths of the house. Her favorite hydrangeas were in full bloom, and the setting sun cast long shadows across the lawn, painting a picturesque scene of a bygone era. It was a moment frozen in time, capturing the essence of a love and happiness that had once filled those very rooms. But as I turned to leave, I caught sight of another face peering out from behind my grandfather, a face that sent a shiver down my spine. It was my uncle's face, pale and gaunt, with hollow eyes that seemed to stare straight into my soul. He was an enigma, a mystery that had always loomed in the background of my childhood memories. I had vague recollections of a brooding young man who preferred the solace of solitude to the warmth of family gatherings. His presence was like a discordant note in an otherwise harmonious melody. But as I pondered over the photograph, a chill ran down my spine. I had never seen him looking so vibrant and alive. In the recesses of my mind, fragmented memories resurfaced, casting long shadows on the idyllic image portrayed in the photograph. There was the hushed tone of family gatherings when his name was mentioned, the somber expressions on my relatives' faces, and the unspoken stories lurking beneath the surface of polite conversation. His face, once etched with life in the photograph, now haunted my dreams. Becoming a specter of the past that refused to remain at rest, my grandmother had lost him many years ago, and the grief-stricken look in her eyes whenever she spoke of him was a testament to the profound impact he'd had on her life. She had always been evasive when I asked questions about him, her voice trembling with unspoken pain as she gently steered the conversation to safer territories. Yet, In that photograph, he wasn't just a memory. He was a living, breathing presence, a reminder of a past I'd barely known. It was a visual testament to a part of my family history that had been shrouded in secrecy, a history that had been carefully concealed from me until now. And as I stood there contemplating the photograph, I realized that my relationship with my family, with my grandmother, and with the house itself would never be the same again. The discovery of the photograph was like unearthing a buried secret, a secret that had the power to unravel the very fabric of my reality. The house seemed to hold its breath, its silence deafening as I grappled with the revelation. It was as though the walls themselves were keeping secrets, guarding memories that were best left undisturbed. And so I embarked on a journey to uncover the truth about my uncle, about the house, and about the deep, dark secrets that bound us all together. With each step, I delved deeper into the labyrinth of the past, hoping to find answers. But little did I know that the closer I got to the truth, the more I risked awakening something that should have remained dormant forever. With every passing day, the house seemed to close in on me, its silence growing louder, its shadows deepening. It was as if it were sharing its secrets only with the wind, leaving me on the outside looking in, desperate to understand. I roamed through the rooms, tracing the contours of the past with my fingertips, searching for clues, for anything that could shed light on the enigma that had been my uncle's life. In the attic, amidst the cobwebs and the dust-laden trunks, I found remnants of my uncle's existence. Old photographs, faded letters, and forgotten diaries. Each item was a piece of a shattered puzzle, a fragment of a life that had been lived, loved, and lost within these very walls. As I delved deeper into these personal belongings, I pieced together a portrait of a young man filled with hopes and dreams. I discovered a diary chronicling his inner thoughts, his joys and struggles, his fears and aspirations. His words painted a picture of a soul grappling with inner demons, searching for solace in a world that seemed indifferent to its pain. It was a raw, unfiltered glimpse into the mind of a young man who had loved and lost, laughed and cried, dreamed and hoped within the confines of this very house. But amidst the fragments of his life, I also found evidence of a darkness that had taken root in his heart, a darkness that had eventually consumed him, turning him into a shell of his former self. It was a chilling realization that sent shivers down my spine, for it was clear that my uncle hadn't left this house willingly. He was trapped within its confines, bound by invisible chains that had shackled his spirit to this earthly realm. As I continued my exploration, the house seemed to reveal its secrets reluctantly, as if hesitant to unleash the darkness that lay dormant within its walls. I uncovered hidden passages, secret compartments, and long-forgotten rooms that whispered tales of a past that refused to stay buried. With each discovery, I felt as though I were stepping into a spiderweb of deceit and despair, a web that had ensnared my uncle and threatened to consume me as well. It was a harrowing journey into the depths of human emotion, a journey that would forever alter the course of my life. My investigation led me to the local historical society, where I pored over old documents, town records and genealogy charts, seeking any clue that could shed light on my uncle's life. Amidst the musty pages and yellowed documents, I found a record of a tragic event, a fire that had consumed a neighboring house many years ago. The date coincided with the day my uncle had disappeared, and as I read through the accounts of the tragedy, my blood ran cold. The description of the house matched my grandmother's to a T. Had there been a fire here? Had my uncle been trapped inside? Was this the reason for his tormented spirit? Driven by these questions, I raced home, my heart pounding in my chest. I searched frantically for any sign of a fire, any evidence that could confirm my suspicions. In the basement, amidst the rusted tools and cobwebs, I found a charred piece of wood, a small but significant clue that hinted at a fiery past. With renewed determination, I dug deeper, determined to uncover the truth behind the fire and my uncle's fate. The more I learned, the more I realized that the house held secrets that were far more sinister than I had ever imagined. It was a tale of love, loss, betrayal, and tragedy, a tapestry woven with threads of deceit and despair. I'm unraveled. The threads of the past, I found myself inextricably drawn into the vortex of my family's hidden history. Now you need to watch what happens when a woman reads ghost love letters, These are scary. Or check out Scary Campfire Story. Never swim in a lake at night.